welcome out to another fantastic episode of the Successful Businesswomen podcast. I am so excited today because joining me in the studio is one of my favorite local business owners, Awilla Rodriguez with NC Mobile Wellness. Welcome out to the show, Willa.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today. Really, I feel like, oh my gosh, a burst of energy just being here.
Oh, well, people always ask me where I get all my energy from, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's right here.
It's all me. It's all me. It's all vitamins, let me tell you. And they're all natural. You can get them and there's no problem, side effects. They're the best.
So at NC Mobile Wellness, I met Awilla about 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I actually came down with COVID, and a dear friend of mine, Jenna Lee Carter, actually suggested that I call a mobile IV therapist. And I thought, oh, wow, that thing exists. That exists.
It does.
And I went online and I found Awilla, and she came straight over to my house. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but here we actually have an IV drip. Can you tell us what is in my drip? And yes, I'm going to get an IV drip right here on the show today. And you're going to kind of see me come alive. And I'm going to be getting all of that energy that everyone's always talking about. All right. So if you could just take a moment and tell us what you've put in my bag today.
Okay, so it's very important that we keep Amber going, especially today, because she has a couple more stuff she got to do. So what we're doing today is a Myers cocktail. Myers cocktail is so important. A lot of people don't really understand what it is because of the name, but the name comes after the doctor who actually created the Myers cocktail. And it has vitamin B complex. It has B12, which is great for energy, keeps you going. That's really the motto there. It has magnesium. What magnesium does is that it relaxes your muscles and actually decreases inflammation at the cellular level. A lot of people get so worked up about the fact that, oh my gosh, I don't feel it right away. Give it some time. Okay, we don't get inflammation from one day to another. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit for it to go down. But the Myers cocktail is a go-to for many people with fibromyalgia, people who have chronic pain problems. That's what they go for.
All right. Well, I'm very excited to get started. Are you ready?
I'm totally ready. No pressure over here, right?
All right. I'm going to scoot this mic over so we can still hear everything you got going on.
Let me bring my stuff over here.
Okay. So I've actually had the pleasure and opportunity to receive lots of IV drips from Awilla. Like I said, she really saved my life when it came to COVID. We do run a few different businesses, and I need that energy to be able to kind of keep moving forward. And after COVID, it just took me some time to be able to get back on my feet. So Awilla did come over, and within 5 hours, I felt this immediate burst of energy. It was an immediate effect. And after about 5 days, my body still wasn't quite back to the way that it should have been. And so I called Awilla back out to the house. No pressure. I was in my pajamas, laying there with a blanket, all nice and comfortable by the fireplace. And she came on and took care of me. And after 2 IV therapy treatments, I was right back to my gung-ho self. So
that's what people love about IV hydration. Let me tell you, the fact that the effects are almost immediately, because really you're giving hydration to yourselves. So it thinks that you get the effect at the cellular level, which reflects on your whole body. So it takes a while sometimes for some people, but usually a normal person that is healthy or that just had a recent viral infection, they will be up and running. No time.
Excellent. So let's get started. So I want to talk about something that I call the G. So tell us about the G and why is it that I love it so much?
It's glutathione, really. And glutathione is an antioxidant. So what it does is that it eliminates the free radicals that we have in our body. It's really good for people who had COVID. It works great for post-COVID fatigue. It works great for people who are seeking like alternate treatment for cancer and stuff like that. It's one of those vitamins that I use and that I use all the time on people, and that I talk to them and I tell them about them. And it really makes a difference on your body.
Vitamin C drips are also pretty good for people who are going through cancer treatments as well, correct?
Correct. It's a great support. So what vitamin C does is actually it shrinks the cancer cells. That's what the research has shown, that it shrinks them, and sometimes it disappears, the cancer. So I have a couple of patients right now who are undergoing chemotherapy, and they come in, the doctor recommend for them to get high doses of vitamin C, and they will come in for high doses vitamin C,
Wow.
which is great.
So when I first met Awilla, she was only NC Mobile Wellness, meaning that she comes to you, she comes right out to your house and she takes care of you. But Awilla actually has some exciting news, because I heard that you actually have a brick and mortar now. Tell us about your new.
I do. So
spot.
excited about that. Yes, we do. We have an office in Cary, and the office it's called down Amber.
Oh, yes.
There we
Yes,
go.
ma'am.
The office it's called Cary, what is it? Ensimo Wellness IV Bar in Cary. And it has been awesome. The response for people coming in, patients all over, patients being referred to me by healthcare providers. So it's definitely making a difference. Definitely.
Well, that's exciting. And I've heard that that also allowed you to lower the price a little bit so everyone can afford to get the drips.
That is the best part, because so mobile, we have to charge a concierge fee. But since we are in the office, we are actually, that's like $100 less. So if you were getting, let's say, an immune super immunity booster, which is $300, now that super immunity booster will cost you $150. 150, 160, depends on what you want to add to it. But it's a great option. It's a great option for people that don't have the money.
Well, that's definitely exciting. And you don't just do it for individuals too. I've been hearing a lot of good stories about you actually going out to corporate offices and helping out their employees so that they have a little bit more energy too. Tell us a little bit about that service.
Oh, let me go back here.
Come on over, girl.
Let me come over. So yes, one of the good things about this kind of service is that it's a wellness. This is for prevention, and a lot of people don't see it that way, but it works wonders when you try to keep your employees healthy, right? So what we do is that we reach out to them and we tell them, hey, can we come out to your office once a month? And can we provide a whole full body assessment to people, do wellness IV drips? Let's do concentration IV drips and see how that can help out your clients' immunity drips just to keep them healthy. And they really invest in that. It's an investment in your employees. So it works. Everybody wins. Nobody gets sick. You continue to work more.
And from what I understand, that's also a tax write-off.
Exactly. That's another important thing.
Not going to complain there. What I would like to ask you, and what the people want to know here on the podcast, are what are some problems that you solve by offering these drips?
One of the main problems that I solve, and I think a lot of people can identify with this, is that this is prevention and wellness. I want to prevent you from going to the hospital. I want you to come to me when you feel dehydrated, tired, and sick. That way you don't gotta go to the hospital. So I save you a couple of $1,000s right then and there. That's one thing. Also, if you feel, let's say you're tired, this extreme fatigue that you can never get rid of, go to your doctor, get blood work. Nothing seems to be working. Talk to your doctor about IV hydration, because sometimes we just need to be hydrated at the cellular level, and sometimes we're just missing some vital nutrients.
And it could just be because we were irresponsible and went out and partied way too late on Friday, and we need to call you up because we have a hangover, correct?
That could also be the case.
So tell us a little bit about your hangover drip.
So the hangover drip is very famous because it has minerals and amino acids. That's really what it is. So when we drink, when you guys drink, I don't drink, you guys get dehydrated. So you get rid of all the natural minerals and vitamins. So what we put in is some B12, some mineral blend, amino acid blend. You guys are good to go in like an hour.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So if you're needing an IV drip, you can definitely reach out to Awilla Rodriguez with NC Mobile Wellness, and also NC in brick and mortar, because she has her own place in Cary now.
Yes.
If we are wanting to schedule an IV drip with you, or an appointment with you, or even a free consultation, how do we get in touch with you, Awilla?
Best way to do it is just give me a call or shoot me a text. It's my number is 919-922-8311. you can just call me, leave me a message if I don't answer. I don't answer if I'm with patients, but you can shoot me a text on Facebook, facebook.com/NC Mobile Wellness. Just shoot me a message. And that's how many people do it. So people book through Facebook. Can you believe that?
Yes. Say your handles again for your social media.
Oh, it's at NC Mobile Wellness.
All right. And that's on Instagram?
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.
Oh, she's on TikTok.
Oh,
I want to see some of these NC Mobile Wellness TikToks.
Not many yet.
No.
Not many.
Well, I'm sure you'll get to that soon enough. Willa, we really appreciate you coming out on the show. And I really appreciate you showing us this drip. But we want to hang out just for a little bit longer. You've been in the Successful Businesswomen now for 5 or 6 months?
5 months or 6
yeah,
months?
5 or 6 months.
And
I know you've made a lot of great connections in the group. Willa really likes to go out and connect with new women.
but I don't post it.
So tell me a little bit about some of the relationships that you've cultivated in the Successful Businesswomen since you've been a member.
I have had great relationships, I have to say, with people that sometimes you don't even think about, like, oh my gosh, we are a match. Julie is my sister. That is just, she's my sister from another mister. That's all they say.
Julie RT
Yes,
with
from
Alchemy Aesthetics.
Yes, she's my sister.
She's my soul sister too.
Yeah,
we love you, Julie.
Yes, we do. Kelly Kane, she's coming up. Can't wait for her. Yes.
Oh, Kelly Kane is actually in the studio next.
Yes, I love her.
And
I love her energy.
We're doing a wine tasting, people.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Let's see how that goes. But
yeah.
It's early in the morning. Well, you're getting hydrated, so I don't think you'll have a problem. But Kelly has been amazing. One day she came in for a drip to my office, and when the office just opened, and she goes like, something feels weird here. And she looks around, and I'm like, yeah, everything's still, being put together. Sure. I don't know what things should be anyways. And she goes, yeah, like, let's move that over here. Let's move that over there.
She started redecorating.
Like, do you have curtains? I'm like, yes, they're right there. Okay, let's put them up. And she grabs one. I'm like, no, we need the other panel. Let's put them up. So here I am, this wonderful woman. It's just like, she just fixed it. It just makes sense. Everything just fell into place after that. It's like, when you need a little push from somebody else.
Sure.
I was like, oh, I'm so grateful. So grateful. So that's one. Those are two people that I have actually talked to. Sam as well. She's my older sister.
Is that
Sam
Sammy?
from yoga?
Yeah.
From yoga sex.
Sammy Brown was actually in the studio, and that show will be releasing soon. She was talking about all things Yoga 6 in her new studio that's just opening up.
I know. That's
so happy
exciting
for her.
I know. Me too. Me too. And me and her have so many things in common. It's hilarious. And Linda with essential oils.
Oh, Linda McCullen.
Yeah, Linda and I are like, I don't know, we're like the same person in another life. Like, we're both homeschooled, we're both nurses, we both like to just help out people in a different way because of, traditional medicine. That's what we do. We went to school to become nurses, right?
Sure.
So we do Western medicine. That's what we're taught. But we both looked outside of the box, and we both decided to do something different and help people in different ways by doing natural medicine, which is different than what we're taught. So it's like when we talk, it's like, okay, we are getting too much into it. And we both have twins.
Oh, interesting.
Exactly.
Soul sisters.
Exactly. So I think we're the same person in another life.
That's one of the main things that I love about you and Linda McCullen as well, is not only do you have that traditional training as a nurse where they're taught to give you medications and treat you with medications, but now you have this whole other holistic side of things. So talk to us a little bit about the holistic side of what you do and your passion for what you do.
Well, all of this started really because, so my husband is a truck driver. I don't know if I ever told you that. My husband is a truck driver. So for many years, he drove all around the country. And he settled down, and we moved here to North Carolina. And it's interesting because he always complained about back pain and this back pain. So I was like, okay, let's go to the doctor because it's been going on for a couple of years now. So something's definitely wrong. So we go to the doctor, and the doctor, well, if it hurts so much, do you want some pain medication? And before my husband had a chance to answer, I was like, no. That's not what we're here for. No. We want to know what's the causing this back pain. And this guy, this grown person laying on the carpet floor, crying almost, saying like, my back hurts, I can barely move. So we got into this holistic world, and I just started doing research, and IV therapy just kept on coming up, IV therapy for inflammation, for pain. And I'm like, you know what, let me get into this. So I bought a course, the most expensive course I ever paid.
Was
I
it well
bought a
worth
course.
it?
Yes, it was. And this course just opened the doors. It was like a Pandora box where you just learn this whole different world that you never knew anything about. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do this. I can do this. We're like, okay, we need to find a doctor so we can do this with. And I found out through a friend in a Facebook group, I found this doctor that was like, yeah, I'll do it with you. Okay, sir, let's do it.
Let's go.
And we just started, we took it from there because, it was, I wanted to do it. I have learned, I have taken the courses. I have been doing it for a while now. And then I started working for another company doing this. So I got the training, like we could say the training that I needed, recognizing the medication, seeing if there were side effects or anything like that. But then nothing else happened.
But you are a registered nurse, correct?
I am a registered nurse. Actually, I have 2 degrees. I have a biology degree because at some point in my life, I wanted to be a doctor and I wanted to go med school. But then I decided that's not what I wanted to do. And I went to nursing school instead. And I think that was the best decision I ever made. So I am a registered nurse.
Nice. And you mentioned that you have 2 twins.
Yes, a set of twins.
A boy and girl.
10-year-old. Yes.
Yes, and also a 10-year-old.
Yes.
And I believe the twins have birthdays coming up, correct?
Next year though.
Oh.
It's January.
Oh, okay, okay.
We need to plan. Yeah, we need to plan that ahead of time.
So if you guys have any birthday party ideas for the twins' 5th birthday, definitely shout out below because Willa will be looking. She wants to put something special together for the kids.
I do.
Yes. Well, again, we appreciate you coming out to the show. It looks like I've got a little while longer on my drip here, so I'll be good and ready to go for the next few podcasts and the next few ladies that come in here. I want you to shout out one more time below if I'm interested in getting an IV, a brain drip, an immunity drip, a COVID drip. We've got what other kind of drips can I get?
We have energy Myers cocktail for inflammation and pain. We have the brain fog, post-COVID, immunity. What else do we have? We have
the hangover
allergies.
drip.
We have allergies. Yes, we have detox. We have brainstorm, which is for anxiety. A lot of people don't know that, but brainstorm is for anxiety, for people that just need to mellow for a little bit. We got that one.
I almost forgot, and you almost forgot too. So before you remind us of how we can get in contact with you again, you have something new.
Oh my gosh, I did forget.
So we
Yes.
It started out as what I call, and we're gonna let her tell you the real name of it, but I call it the fat burning booty shot.
That's exactly what she calls it.
Because that's exactly what it does. It suppresses your appetite and helps you to burn fat. And I called in a bunch of the girls. I said, raise your hand if you want a fat burning booty shot. Awilla's coming to the office, and we all lined up.
They did. It was like going booty. Playing dart.
Yeah, and it was like $35, and that's a once a week
shot.
But then Awilla says that's not good enough, so we're going to release an entire weight loss program.
Yes.
Tell us about your new weight loss program.
So Project Me, that's the name actually, Project Me, because it is designed for moms. For moms, because at the end of the day, we think about everybody else, but we sometimes forget about us. So we're a working project. What is it?
Work in
progress. That's what it is.
I'll take working project.
Anyways, so Project Me came out with this new medication. It's called semaglutide, also known as Ozempic or Wegovy. And what it is that it's once a week. It's a belly shot, by the way. This is like one of those insulin syringes. So it goes in your belly. You can do it yourself. And this suppresses your appetite to the point that you have to make yourself eat because you're not hungry. And you see food and you're like, oh, I'm already filled up. But this medication is changing lives. It really shrinks you, which a lot of people are like, well, I'm not losing weight. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And the people that are on it, they're loving it. They're all loving it. I think they love more this one-on-one support. They come into the office once or every 2 weeks, and we sit down and say, hey, how are you doing? How did it go? What worked for you this week? What didn't work? What can we do better? What do you think you can do better? And I think just listening to people, listening to women, that has actually made a tremendous impact. And for those that don't know, by the way, prior to me owning NC Mobile Wellness, I did coaching on one of my keto blog because I have a keto blog. And I did one-on-one coaching for that for like 3 years for weight loss as well. So that's my passion for weight loss has been going on and rising for a little bit now. And when I started IV hydration, I wanted to do it. And one of the ways to do it was just do it like this, like just launch a whole program instead of just a medication.
And this is not just any keto blog, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually a very successful keto blog. How can we find
My Plate, Body, and Mind? So my plate, but it's www.myplatebodyandmind.com. No longer doing keto coaching there because I switch over my time and efforts to NC Mobile Wellness.
What's really exciting though, she has tons of content there, lots of great keto recipes for you to get your hands on. I mean, and this is doing well. This is actually earning her income. She's being a little modest right now, but it is actually a very interesting blog. So you should rush over and check that out. Okay, guys, I wish I could stick around so that you could see me unhook, but I think you can kind of feel that vibe and that energy that I'm getting. I feel like I'm ready to complete the rest of my day. No, we won't be running anywhere but on a treadmill because you don't have to run back from that adventure.
Good. That's a smart choice.
I'm not a runner or a hiker. My husband will tell you I go, but I'm not happy about it. Don't do bugs and running and things like that.
I don't like running either.
But I'll run on a treadmill. Again, you can turn it off anytime you want and the ride is over. So again, we appreciate you, Awilla Rodriguez, for being out on another episode of the Successful Businesswomen podcast. I do want you to give a shout out to all of the people, all of our viewers and all of our fans, and let them know one more time how they can get in contact with you to get a drip set up for them, for their family, or for their employees.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
it was
ma'am.
amazing being here. And the way you can find me is by going to the website, ncmobilewellness.com, or just calling me 919-922-8311. Go on Instagram, send me a message. Go to Facebook, send me a message. My handle is @NCMobileWellness. And you can just ask questions. Many people ask me a whole bunch of questions before they book one appointment, which is why it's so hard for me to actually hand the baton to somebody else.
You care so much about your client and your customer. You want to be there.
Exactly.
Because you are part of the experience.
Exactly.
Now, anyone can give me an IV, but I really do feel like this connection with you as if we've known each other for a really long time.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm super blessed to have her in the studio today. I hope that you'll come back.
Oh, of course I will.
Yes. And of course you better bring your fantastic drip with you, because any opportunity that I can get to get one, I definitely want that extra vibe, that extra good energy. Yeah. So again, we appreciate you tuning in to another fantastic episode of the Successful Businesswomen podcast. Stay tuned for another great episode coming your way next week.